Jamaicans are entrepreneurs wherever they go, and coming back to Jamaica, many people have brilliant plans and desires to set up business. And so with the new infrastructures that we're having, there are many people in the diaspora who are looking for opportunities to return to Jamaica and things that they could do. Well, look no further. Here are some ideas of businesses you can set up for under $1 million Jamaican dollars. Let's jump into them.
The Jamaican family. Where I living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family, yeah. Jam Fam, come hang with me.
Hello, Wagwan. Big up yourself, whether you're there yard or you're there abroad. Welcome back to another episode of Life with the Jam Fam. Now, in this video, we are going to be sharing with you 5 business ideas that you are able to start in Jamaica for under $1 million Jamaican dollars. And so we are going to just go through each of these, giving you some additional ideas as to things that you can do in order to tap into the Jamaican infrastructure and utilizing it to your advantage, and some of the business potentials that are possible so you can return to Jamaica and earn and have a stream of income that support your lifestyle when you so do. So the first business idea that we're going to be talking about is package tour operators. So coming to Jamaica, this is something that you are able to do and create packages that you can sell as tours. Whilst there are many tours that are on offer in the North Coast, there aren't as many on the South Coast of Jamaica, and there's starting to be some that is being created. However, there is lots of opportunities that you can have as a tour package operator to set up tours within the South Coast. So let's have a look. For example, if you decide that you wanted to run a tour, so you could sell those tours to hoteliers in the North Coast or on the West Coast, and you could provide tours. So say, for example, one of your package could be that they have an opportunity to go and visit. You've got Jamaica Zoo, which is on the South Coast. You have Lover's Leap, which is on the South Coast. You also have things like YS Falls or Breadnut Valley. You also have places like Portland Cottage. You have places like Milk River Bath, Milk River Sea. You have things like Alligator Pond River. You have places like Little Ochi. You have the Holland Bamboo experience. You have the Middle Quarter experience, among several others that are in existence. You have things like the Pelican Bar. You have the Black River Safari, and you have many other hidden gems along the South Coast that could become attractions that you take people to. And as part of your tour package, and there could be combinations of those different places created, and you curate that experience and sell it to people who actually want to have those experiences. So it is worth considering whether or not you would want to run a package tour service and be a package tour operator. This package tour does not mean that you have to be the one to take them around. It just means that you're the one who package it all together, curate the experiences, sell it off so that you can get people, and then you organize everything so that it all works seamlessly for everybody that's involved. And so you become like the venture person that is responsible for making all of these things happen. Staying with the opportunity to go on tours and experiences like that, one of the other things that is a business that could work is a shuttle tour, or a shuttle service. So for example, people wanting to go to certain destination who don't have their own personal ride to go, find that on certain times in the week, it's difficult to get taxis to go there, because on Sundays, the Sunday services that's operated, or at different times in the day, those services aren't readily available. And so providing a shuttle service at specific time periods in the day or at specific days of the week would be advantageous. So for example, somebody is in Manchester and they want to go to, say, they want to have an experience in Black River, or they want to go somewhere in the Alligator Pond region or Treasure Beach area, and they are unable to do so. A shuttle service would have been provided, would mean that they are able to know that this is the time when they can plan this excursion or this family event that they want to do, because there is a shuttle that will take them to these things either in the afternoons or on the weekends. They would know that they can set aside this specific time period in the weekday or on the weekends, when there is going to be a shuttle service that can take them to these destinations so they can have these experiences that they're looking forward to having. Another business idea is a greengrocer and butcher click and delivery. So how this would work is where you have a platform on which people are able to go and order their green groceries and the things that they would need from a butcher. And then your responsibility is to ensure that they get those things that they need and that it's delivered to them. So it takes away from them the need to have to go and sort it for themselves. So their only need is to go onto this platform, say click and order what they need, and then it gets delivered to their doorstep. And of course, they're getting freshly sourced produce at an economical rate, and therefore means that they're going to want to keep coming back. It's cutting out the need for them to have to go to the market or to have to go to the supermarket to contend with that, to contend with thinking about how they're going to get these things to their home. They're able to come online, buy and pay a fee to get the things they need, and cut out a lot of the middleman that would be there to add on to their cost unnecessarily. And so, of course, it would require sourcing these produce from farmers on the ground and from butchers, so that you are then able to supply these things to people. So things, for example, like mince or ground chicken, I would want to buy that. But each time I go out and try to see if I can get this, it's often not there. I've seen it here before, but it is very far and few between for finding it. And there are other things that people would want to go out and buy, but it's just not available to them at the time when they want to get it. And so people are then better able to utilize their time, because you are sourcing the things that they need at a reasonable cost when it is in season, and you're then able to supply it. And eventually you'll be able to store it so that even when it's not in season, they are still going to be able to get some of those supplies that they do need. And it opens itself to not just vegetables and tubers and other ground provisions. It also opens itself to fruits, and it opens itself to not just eggs and milk, but it opens itself to other things in terms of poultry, meat, fish, and other forms of seafood. And so creating this as a platform would then be able to give you the opportunity to provide all of these needs that people do have. People right across the country have these needs. It's just about unlocking it in a way that is going to be convenient and cost effective for them. You know, living in the UK or in Canada or in America, the United States, I'm sure you have no issues or concern with getting stuff delivered to yourself. I mean, your letters, your post gets delivered to you, and everything else. You don't have to put yourself out or put yourself through unnecessary stress to go and get them. If something wasn't delivered, you can reschedule a new delivery date, etc. And so one of the things that would be worth looking into is a logistics service in Jamaica. It would be a package logistics service. And this is not necessarily ones to come from overseas, because we have lots of companies that currently process getting your things from overseas. The next step comes with getting it to yourself, because although some of the companies process it and get it from overseas to your nearest point where you can go and collect it, people still have to leave their schedule to go and collect it. So the package logistics that I am referring to here is one that works within the country. So for example, if something is delivered at a certain destination, how do you then get it to come to your actual personal address, rather than you then having to go and pick it up yourself? And providing that facility for people, because there are lots of us who would actually pay for a service of that kind. Because, for example, I now have to go to the post office every so often, and sometimes I go, the packages that I'm looking to receive haven't arrived, and other times I go, the packages are there. And so it's hard to determine when they actually get here and the time frame it takes to come from wherever it's coming from to get to us. And if there was a package logistics or company that we could all subscribe to, then these places, whether it's through the post office or through other logistics that brings them from overseas to Jamaica, then we would know when they have arrived, because this company that we subscribe to do this process for us would take them to us, and then we would know that they're here, which means it would stop us having to waste our time going to figure out whether or not it has arrived. I am conscious that some of the services that takes things from abroad to Jamaica do inform their clients when they are there, but the post office doesn't do that, for example. So in the same form where you have another one of the package logistics that I would also suggest that would be possible as part of this package would be things like prescriptions. So people who need prescriptions could also have that service being delivered in the same way in other countries where your prescription is delivered to the pharmacy. That service is also offered here in Jamaica. And so the next step would be, okay, how do I get my prescription from the pharmacy to come to me? And I do know that there are beginning to be services like those, but this could become part of the package that is offered in the package logistics for people who would need those provisions. So it is worth considering if a package logistics on the island would be worth something to explore. The fifth business idea that I'm going to be suggesting in this video is a traveling fair. Now, I'm not sure if you are aware of traveling circuses and things like that. So it's not a circus, it's just a fair. And so what you have with the traveling fairs are, so for us in the UK, we have traveling fairs. I think in the other northern American countries, they have traveling circuses probably. And so for us, we have traveling fair in the UK, and the traveling fair would be a great thing in Jamaica, especially during the holiday season and on weekends, because it would give families something that to look forward to going out and doing. And so it's just setting up some of those park rides that are available when you go to different theme parks, and some of the water activities as well, packaging those together in a fair and traveling around the country and setting up for different duration of time, and therefore not having a stationary place where people come to, but having you moving around and going to people in the different parishes and giving them that experience, and then bringing different things each time you go, so that there is something new for them to experiment. So a traveling fair would be a brilliant idea. Of course, it comes with a lot of maintenance to think about, because you have to maintain the different rides that they're going to be that are going to be available in the fair. But again, it gives you the opportunity to be able to provide something for the people that is needed for Jamaicans, because Jamaicans also need to enjoy themselves and enjoy the country. And we need to have more facilities that young people and children can enjoy, that is holistic and healthy for their development. And so a traveling fair would be a perfect idea to be able to do. Of course, you would need to go through the parish council to get your planning permission to set up your traveling fairs in the different locations around the country. Nevertheless, it would be a rewarding experience for the people who are seeking activities to go and do with their children. And I'm consciously aware of parents that I'm talking to on a constant basis who are looking for activities that they could take their children to, whether it's on the weekends or in the holiday, just to go out and have that downtime with their family, and just having something new to do each time, which is not necessarily far away from them. And adding this to it would be a good mix of experience for the young people within the country, because each time you could be adding different experience as one of the packages that's on offer when you set up. So each time there is a mystery experience that they're going to have, because that one didn't come the last time and things like that. Whereas you have your set consistent parts of the fair that you would carry around with you wherever you go. So hopefully these business ideas have sparked some interest in you and given you some ideas as to things that people might need in Jamaica. And so whether you're already here as a repat or you're thinking about coming and you're still in the diaspora, these ideas might be something that you can consider into seeing how you can build them out into business ideas and have added to your already refined thoughts that you have for business potential in Jamaica. Here again, I've got some supplies from one of my network. So I'll just show you what it was and what the things are. So this one is a fruits and vegetable. So I've got the pineapple, the watermelon, got some jackfruit, which I'm going to eat right now, and some Ethiopian apple. And of course, to top it off, I've got some fish and steam bami. That will be a meal for my lunch tomorrow, or my breakfast. And so again, if you are moving to Jamaica, make sure you have a good network where you can get things that you need, and people who can cut out the middleman so that you can go straight to the source and get the things, which means that overall you'll get fresher produce, which means you get better quality, and also it's more economical that way. So if you have moved to Jamaica, How do you get your supplies normally? Do you have a supply chain in your network? So this is Sabbath morning and we're heading out to church. We want to make sure that we get there on time, so we decide that we're going to leave out with some good time ahead of us to get us on our journey. And this is the church flex. And this is their church flex. Kasia, Eliona and Talel, all of which would probably prefer to be in their beds or sitting and relaxing and resting. But we've got to get on out and get to where we need to be this morning. So we'll see you as we continue on this journey of adventure, because some are almost done. So let's go.
The Jam Fam family. Where I living the good life. We're royal, cruising through the West Indies, having fun, enjoying the good life. Jam Fam family, the Jam Fam family, yeah.
Thank you again for staying with us on this another episode of Life with the Jam Fam. Bye for now, and we will see you in the next one.